So, unprompted and out of nowhere, the official BBC Doctor Who social media Twitter account decided to tease the very end of the world itself, seemingly. This is a tweet that dropped on the 19th of March. Tomorrow, Doomsday is coming, ... with this little 10-second ident tease. I forgot it had that music. So yeah, people thought that this might be a sequel to Doomsday, or maybe something a bit more obscure, like the potential finding of Marco Polo. I saw theories ruminating in basically all directions and all extremes, but we did get the announcement today at 11 o'clock as to what Doomsday is. Universe, meet its greatest assassin, Doom. Doomsday, a multi-platform story told over books, comics, audio and more, is coming soon, and we got this minute-long teaser, which serves as an introduction to Doom. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Doom. Blame my mother. I'm the universe's greatest assassin, and in one day I'm going to die, unless I can find the Doctor. Someone sent death, literal death, after me. I can only outrun it for 24 hours. So, the clock's ticking. My vortex manipulator sends me a new target every hour. The Lesser Order of Oberon sends me a lot to choose from, and I'm picking the missions that'll, maybe, bring me to the Doctor. 24 hours. All of time and space. Will I find the Doctor? Ancient enemies? Old friends? Or maybe I'll go out in flames. A lot of flames! Well, it'll be better than what's coming for me. If you see the Doctor, tell them I'm on my way.
So yeah, I like that bop. Also, the Lesser Order of Oberon, I actually think that's a pretty fun little callback. I think that's a pretty fun little homage to Revelation of the Daleks of the Grand Order of Oberon. Anyway, so Doomsday, coming out this year, is a special multi-platform story that will celebrate Doctor Who's 60th anniversary by introducing a brand new character on a 24-hour pursuit of the Doctor, Doom. So Doom is played by stand-up comedian, comedy sketch artist and actor Suze Kempner, who says to be part of the Doctor Who universe, a British institution, up there with cups of tea and James Bond, is surreal and amazing. So there's some pretty cool pictures there. The official story on the official Doctor Who news page, so multi-platform story, someone has sent literal death after Doom. She can only outrun it for 24 hours unless you can find the Doctor. Launching later in 2023, this standalone transmedia series had gone woke, will allow Doctor Who fans to follow Doom, the universe's greatest assassin, as she travels through all of time and space in pursuit of the Doctor to save her from the ever-approaching death. She only has 24 hours and a vortex manipulator to save her before her fate is sealed forever. So, we've got Suze Kempner giving a statement here, Russell T Davies as well chiming in. Doomsday is a huge new adventure for the whole Doctor Who universe, starring the brilliant and hilarious Suze Kempner as an intergalactic assassin. Her adventures will span comics, audio, a novel, video game stories and more, expanding the world of Doctor Who into brand new territories. Beware the Doomsday, it's coming for us all. And the bit that everybody is most interested in, Doomsday will kick off on Doctor Who digital channels later this year, followed by products from Doctor Who Magazine, Titan Comics, Penguin Random House, East Side Games, Big Finish and BBC Audio, each telling a section of Doom's story. Each partner will create their own adventure for Doomsday, each focusing on one of the 24 hours Doom has left on the clock. The standalone stories will also have an overarching narrative that will play out before the finale, which will release on Doctor Who digital channels. When it comes to these partners here, East Side Games is the company that has recently released that Doctor Who Lost in Time Idle mobile game, so maybe Doom will become a character in that for one of the frequent events that they have over the course of the week during that game. Big Finish have already got a page up to pre-order Doctor Who Doomsday, starring Suze Kempner, which comes out in September 2023. You can pre-order a CD or a download, or you can just pre-order the download itself. This is on the upper tier in terms of their pricing, so I'm not sure if this is going to come in some sort of special boxing, some sort of special collector's edition version, or it is just a very big box set. For the last big transmedia story event, that was Time Lord Victorious, and Big Finish did like 5 things for that, so they might be doing something of a similar scale here. I think what can be safely assured here, though, is that Doomsday will have either 24 segments or like 24 episodes. It will be like Doctor Who meets the TV show 24, with each one telling a chapter or a story that lasts 1 hour in these 24 hours. Now, when it comes to this as well, this is clearly a very cheaply made trailer with static generic backgrounds on a weirdly composited green screen that's a little bit overlit and with a rather scattershot costume. I do think that the idea of the universe's greatest assassin being played by Suze Kempner is a joke in and of itself. I think that that's quite inspired casting, because when you think the universe's greatest warrior, you think like something Big Finish have done recently, the Dalek Hunter Killer, some massive looming stomping robot or something. But no, it is just this comedian who looks so unassuming. I think that's quite a fun joke in and of itself. When it comes to events like this, however, when it comes to like Time Lord Victorious, that was a story that followed the Doctor primarily. Different incarnations from the 4th, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th Doctor. I don't think there's a chapter in the Time Lord Victorious story that either did not heavily feature the Doctor or was not just centered around the Doctor properly. Whereas this one looks set to be centered around an entirely new supporting character. And do they meet various incarnations over the span of this 24 hours, or is the culmination, the last hour or two of the story, we finally met the Doctor, similar to what Redacted did? Because that was, what, like 10 episodes, and the 13th Doctor does not appear properly until the very final one. So it might be a difficult sell to have a transmedia event with all of these partners, all of these formats, from comic strips, books, games, audio adventures, and online digital channels. And hopefully, if there are going to be online digital channels or videos, they're going to be of higher production values than this trailer. But like I said, this is just a trailer. This is just a cheap and niche thing to let audiences know that this thing is coming. Hopefully the production values are a little bit higher if there is anything like that in the near future. So I think it's a much harder sell for a transmedia event which will have so many different parts and components, and you've got to follow 24 hours in the life of an original character. Hopefully it's a compelling story with a compelling original character. I think the casting's fun. Like, I do not know who Suze Kempner is. I've not watched any of her stand-up. I've not seen her in anything else. But you know what? Saying that the universe's greatest assassin is here and this is the vibe that we're going with, I'm completely on board with that. I absolutely am. And what the heck, Time Lord Victorious is trending as well. I wanted to do a video on Time Lord Victorious, but I don't think there was kind of enough demand for it by the time Time Lord Victorious came to an end, because its release schedule was scuppered due to COVID and distribution issues and delays and things like that. Like, the final chapter in Time Lord Victorious was a Big Finish vinyl that came out like 6 or 7 months after everything else, so it kind of sputtered to an end. I'm also curious as to just how much input Russell T Davies has. I mean, he's got enough input or knowledge of the event to give some sort of a statement here. I also want to know who is, like, primarily putting this thing together. Wasn't it James Goss who was, like, the architect of Time Lord Victorious? According to the TARDIS wiki, the continuity was ensured by series producer James Goss with the overarching story, Penguin Random House, Doctor Magazine, Titan Comics. They also had Escape Hunt as well, and Eagle Moss Hero Collector. They even had a t-shirt that was canonical as well, with Brian the Ood. So yeah, I want to know who is the creator, like who is the one who is overseeing this 24-hour story. If it is Suze Kempner, that would be very, very funny. There's not too much more to say without knowing who is the showrunner behind Doomsday and who is the creative force behind it, unless it is just, hey, we don't have anyone overseeing all of this, just have Doctor Who magazine and Big Finish or whoever do their own thing. It will also be interesting to know how will this be released in terms of the chronology. Will it just be scattered releases that take place over the span of Doomsday, or will it be all chronological order, so you can follow it hour by hour, minute by minute in chronological order when all is said and done? It'll be interesting to know how the formatting works for that. But yeah, overall, I think that Doomsday is a pretty cool idea. I think it will be a hard sell to people who aren't already hardcore Doctor Who fans, which is why I'm wondering whether or not maybe she'll meet up with companions or face off against iconic villains or something. Like 1 hour she's facing off against Weeping Angels, then the other hour she's teaming up with Sarah Jane Smith or something. That's something I think would bring in people who are just beyond the hardcore Doctor Who audience into a transmedia event. If it is just, here are 22 adventures with this character, with a comedian that I'm going to be honest, I don't think Suze Kempner has like a big mainstream presence. I've not heard of her, but maybe you folks can prove me wrong there, or maybe you know people who are part of the Suze Kempner Appreciation Society. I'm sure there is one. Is it just 22 hours of Doom, and then 2 hours with David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, and then that's the end of the story? I might be cynical, but the trailer gave me mad kids TV show presenter vibes. Honestly, though, the universe's greatest assassin as TV kids show presenter, that's funny. That is very funny. Am I the only one who thinks that? I think it's only in terms of the presentation of the trailer that you get those vibes. I'm willing to, of course, reserve judgment for later on, when these stories come out and we actually hear her for longer than a minute-long sales pitch for the transmedia event. This is the best version of death in fictional history.
Yes, apparently, according to the powers that be, I'm just doing my job. I do what I'm told. I don't even get paid very much. Apparently, squirrels can have as many lives as they think they can get away with.
If this version of death turns up, with this being the universe's greatest assassin, this will be a laugh riot. I'm completely all for that. Watch Limmy's Adventure Call. I don't know what Limmy's Adventure Call. I do not know what that is. Is this death? Honestly, I am getting Doomsday vibes from this.
Very well. Good luck, my friend.
Cheers.
What?
Money, you'll finally be able to give your family the Christmas they deserve.
Oh, I don't know.
What is this? What am I watching? I've gone into this with zero context. Why did you tell me to watch this, and what is this? Chat, why do I ever listen to you? The spin is the exact same. It is! Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two videos.
The Doctor.
Would you like to go through the door?
Aye, but, you know...
Go through the door.
I don't know what this is. Doomsday is getting so much hate in the comments. I get not being impressed, but it's crazy how people have made their minds up over a 1 minute, 21 second video. Yeah, I don't want to give too much grief to the trailer itself, because it is a sales pitch to the basically the people who are already converted. This feels like something you'd get in a Doctor Who escape room or interactive exhibit. This is truly one of the Doctor Who stories ever created. That CGI is certainly something. Well, this is a thing that existed. I feel so sorry for the actress. Imagine being so excited being a Doctor Who, then this just drops. What is it? No. This is the kind of content that I'd be embarrassed if somebody saw me watching. Not quite the 60th anniversary thorough ride I was expecting, or the production values of a high school final project. Sometimes it's hard being a Doctor Who fan. Yeah, it's a bit rough. Like, this is the trailer, that this is the first impression. I, of course, am an intellectual, so I'm not going to be writing this off immediately. It has more dislikes than likes. I can't see, unfortunately. But what you can do, the best part is that if you go on this trailer and you scroll down, you are able to buy the Macra Terror on YouTube, the animated version. But I think if this was interspersed with like teasers of what the books were, the people that she'd be meeting and the villains that she'd be fighting, then I think it would be a much easier sell, and you wouldn't have so much time to focus on just the visual effects and the green screen and everything. Because really, when you get right down to it, let's speed this up times 2 seconds. Like this is just like a series of monologues and very long takes. Like, there's nothing else to this trailer. I do not blame the creatives or this performance. What else are you meant to do when you just have a green screen and 50 seconds of dialogue to fill? This feels like something that they should have had a bit more resources to do. This was the Time Lord Victorious trailer. Like, it's a whole CGI trailer. It's got a really cool, intriguing premise of a Dalek destroyed and battered in space wanting to warn the universe about the Doctor, and then it zooms in on the eye stalk and it shows all this cool stuff. Here we go, the escape room, comics, the annual books, Big Finish, models, more audio, vinyl. Yeah, and then it links you to this website where there's the full timeline. Doomsday doesn't have any of that stuff. They shouldn't have put a teaser up for this one day in advance. It just built up excitement for something they never really wanted. To be fair, I don't mind them having the teaser out for it. And I'm glad that they didn't hype this up for a week or do a full-blown countdown. It was like, hey, 11 o'clock, something's dropping, there you go. That's fine.